My whole life I've always tried to do weight loss programs, whether it be Weight Watchers or Jenny Craig or exercise programs, joining a gym, doing things on my own, the South Beach diet, all types of things. I've always had success in losing weight. I've always been able to lose 20 pounds very easily when I stuck to the diet, but it was very easy to fall off all of those diets and gain back all of the weight plus some. And that's how I ended up at 291 pounds. There's always a party to go to. There's always food presented in front of you. In the summertime, there's always a cookout. We live around food. You know, I never felt satisfied enough. You know, no matter what it was, I could always eat more. You know, and it didn't matter what the calories were. I didn't care what the calories were. It tasted good. I ate it. What I saw with a very close friend of mine of having the weight loss surgery, the gastric bypass, was that she was out of work for 6 weeks and she became very, very ill. One of the things that she says was that her surgery saved her life, but it ruined her life. It ruined it in the fact that she can't enjoy the normal foods that everybody else does. And that's the part that bothers her the most. Back then, when I was 291 pounds, my blood pressure was through the roof. Every time I went to the doctor, we were trying a different medication or we were increasing the medication. 4 weeks later, I'd go back to him again to see if my blood pressure come down. And every time I went back to him, he kept saying to me, "Mike, if you only lost some weight, your blood pressure would come down." Could not believe how high my cholesterol was. My knees were killing me. My medications were, maxed out. I was on inhalers for my breathing. And now I'm at the point where I know I've got to do something. I'm going to be 60 years old. I've got a lot of things to live for. Back in 2011, we did a video shoot for the BBC for a company called 3 Men in a Boat. And we played really hard all day long. I was exhausted at the end of the day. And now it's time to remove the boat from the water. And that's when it really hit me. I was tired, I was exhausted, and I couldn't get the boat out of the water. And what am I gonna do? I still have to travel another 100 miles to get home, and I gotta go to work tomorrow morning. And that's when I really had to make up my mind and say, I've got to do something, I'm gonna die. And that's when I heard about vBloc in Interamedics. And it was a new device that they were going to implant inside of me. It was going to send a signal to my brain to tell me that I felt full. And I thought, really? Are you kidding? This is so scientific. So I ended up answering a radio advertisement. The radio ad asked for people who were interested in becoming a member of a trial. I was invited to go to Tufts Medical Center in Boston. I actually saw the device that they were going to implant into me. They gave me the whole story on how it was going to work and what it was going to do, and that's when I was like, I'm in this. It was on Friday morning, December 2nd of 2011, and I spent the day in a hospital. It was outpatient. I went home Friday evening. I came home and recovered Saturday and Sunday, and I was back to work Monday morning because this was a trial. You didn't know if you actually had the device or not. They didn't want to tell you. So I came home and, I felt like eating and I ate. I think it was after I lost my first 10 pounds so easily that I said to my wife, you know what? I think I got it. Because I don't feel as hungry as I used to. I don't feel as though that I have to eat this. And so as time went on, and I lost 50 pounds, and man, my eyes opened up and I said, I've lost 50 pounds, you gotta be kidding me. And of course, after the year was up, they had finally told me, you were right, Mike, you've got the real thing. And I was just so thankful. I can tell you what time it is because I can feel myself feeling full. It comes on at 7:30. I feel comfortable. I don't feel the desire that I have to eat. In my past, I could eat constantly all day long. And now I just don't have the desire that I have to eat. all day long. There is no restrictions at all of the types of food that I can eat. What I am doing is I am counting the calories that I eat throughout the day. When I got the vBloc, I started with a 2,000 calorie diet, and I found that I couldn't eat 2,000 calories. If I hit 1,500 calories, I was doing really good. And that's how the weight came off. And as the weight started coming off and kept coming off, it was very easy to maintain. So if I want to have a cup of chowder, I'll have a cup of chowder. But later on, I won't have a hamburger. See, so that's kind of makes up for the other. And the thing is, I don't feel like having a hamburger. So it's very easy to count the calories now. You've been doing it for 3 years. You automatically know what you can and can't have or shouldn't have. And it just falls right into place. With this vBloc, I've lost 70 pounds and I've kept it off. When I went back to my physician, he was very impressed that I had lost the weight. My blood pressure was coming down, my cholesterol was coming down, my knees weren't hurting as much. So you don't have to come back here for 6 months. And whereas in the past, I was going at least every 4 weeks just for the blood tests and things. Now that I've lost the weight, my blood pressure is normal. It's a big, big difference. The medications that I was taking for my blood pressure are cut right down to the minimum. Now, I don't have anything holding me back. My knees don't hurt me. I can run up and down the stairs. When we go out on a boat, it's my wife and I and our little dog Tootsie. And we head over to Plymouth Harbor. We put the boat in the water. I started building her back in 1996. I got the plans for the boat off the internet. And so each day I would come home and I would cut out a piece of the boat. And the boat was finally launched in 2002. And we've had it in the water every year since then. One of the things I really enjoy is when we go out to eat in a nice restaurant. And I always looked over at the people sitting in the booth and how comfortable they looked and how cozy it was. And I couldn't fit. I couldn't get into that booth. And today, first place we go is we're gonna sit in a booth because that's the place to be. That's romantic and it's cozy and it's comfortable. And now I can do that, and that's important. I have 9 grandchildren. I wanted to see my grandchildren grow up. I wanted to go to their weddings. I felt as though that I was getting to the point where my weight was so high that there was an end coming, that I didn't see the future far away. The future was nearby. And now that I've lost the weight and I don't have the medications that I'm taking, I feel as though that the future is a long ways away. And I've really increased my bucket list to do a lot more things. I got a lot of things left to do, let's put it that way.